In Naruto. Reborn with a chat group chapter 1 to 20. In a small room, a boy who appeared to be around 10 years old slowly opened his eyes. Where am I? Where is this place? After scanned his surroundings, he noticed that everything was completely different from his previous bedroom. My head is a complete mess. No, it feels like my brain is about to explode. Then, as if struck by a sudden realization, his expression changed drastically. I am Makoto Ito. Konoha, Hokage, and Demon Foxboy? Makoto's eyes widened in shock. Is this some kind of prank? But what are these strange things in my head? Holy shit. Why am I smaller? Did I really transmigrate? And into the world of Naruto? He then examined his hands and feet and exclaimed in shock. This is ridiculous. Everyone knows that transmigrators either die unexpectedly or have some sort of accident. But I didn't do anything. I just went to sleep and woke up like this. The important thing is that I transmigrated into the Naruto world. A sudden sharp pain shot through his head, and an overwhelming flood of memories invaded his mind. There was no doubt about it. He had indeed transmigrated from Earth to the world of Naruto. The body he now inhabited belonged to a boy named Makoto. And, to be honest, what a damn good name. He had money, a house, no parents, and was a complete nobody. He was a background character who didn't even have a single scene in the original work. But this was the world of Naruto. What determined one's fate in this world? Wealth? No, power was dictated by blood, and bloodlines were everything. The legacies of powerful clans reigned supreme. Yet, his surname was Ito. Not Uzumaki, not Senju, not Uchiha. In other words, he was an ordinary civilian with absolutely no inherited bloodline. There was no monstrous beast sealed inside him, and he was not the incarnation of some white aliens. His parents had merely been ordinary ninjas of Konoha, who had tragically lost their lives during a mission. What they left behind was a little inheritance. It was just enough for him to survive. Most importantly, this body didn't seem to have any talent for learning ninjutsu. Even at the Ninja Academy, he was nothing more than an average student. This is going to be difficult. Isn't this a total trash start? Am I going to be a complete failure? For a moment, he felt utterly hopeless. On an impulse, he pulled down his pants and took a look. Okay, at least my little brother is still as mighty as ever. No wonder I felt so heavy just now. Turns out, my brother is the one with real talent. Despite this small consolation, he still felt an overwhelming sense of despair. He had always loved Naruto, and like many others, he had once dreamed of traveling into its world. In his fantasies, he would have Hinata in his left arm and Ino in his right, while ensuring the Senju clan's survival. Maybe even casually seducing Otsutsuki Kagaya, the rabbit goddess. But now, it seemed like he wasn't even worthy of such dreams. An ordinary surname, no bloodline, no colorful eyes. In a world where people died every second, survival alone seemed impossible. Just as he was drowning in his frustration, a pleasant voice suddenly echoed in his mind. Congratulations, you have successfully awakened the Konoha chat group and have been appointed as the group leader. A chat group? What was the point of this thing? Was it just for idle conversation? Still, he had some hope in his eyes. You can communicate with group members anytime and anywhere. You have the authority to decide whether group members can observe the outside world. With the consent of group members, the group leader can inherit their bloodline limits, combat experience, ninjutsu, chakra, and many more. The moment he heard this, Makoto's entire body stiffened. His heart pounded violently in his chest. Fuck. This chat group was absolutely insane. It could even allow him to perfectly inherit the bloodlines, battle experience, ninjutsu, and chakra of the group members. For a moment, it felt like he had been injected with pure adrenaline. Quick, open the chat group. The chat group is opening. Recruiting Konoha group members. Recruitment complete. A futuristic-looking chat interface suddenly appeared in his mind. The moment he entered the chat group, he immediately checked the list of members. After all, as overpowered as the chat group seemed, it would be pointless if the members were all weak nobodies. If the group was just a collection of useless nobodies, then what was the point? Discuss weather with them. But what he saw left him completely stunned. The names in the group were absolutely insane. Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara, Senju Tobirama. Uchiha Izuna. 2 pairs of brothers. No, 2 legendary pairs of brothers. This was an absolute jackpot. With just the presence of these 4 alone, the entire group had already reached god tier status. These men were the pinnacle of power in the ninja world. Especially Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara. The monstrous duo who could single-handedly crush the 4 great nations, set forests ablaze, and shake the entire world with their sheer power. If he could inherit all their abilities, wouldn't that make him completely unstoppable? He could F*K whoever he wanted. Ahem, no, he meant he could do whoever he wanted. No, that still didn't sound right. Anyway, the point was that he would be invincible, and this wasn't even the best part. Behind those 4 names was an even longer list. Uzumaki Mito, Namikaze Minato, Uzumaki Kushina, Hitaki Sakumo, Uchiha Fugaku, Uchiha Makoto, Yuhi Shinku, Might Dewey, Hyuga Hizashi. When Makoto saw the full list of names, he almost screamed out loud, "This is insane." Every single member of this chat group was a Konoha powerhouse. They were all absolute legends. But there was one thing they all had in common. They were all dead. Only now did Makoto realize the truth. His chat group only recruited the deceased. No wonder it was mentioned earlier that the group members can observe the outside world. It turns out, they were all in the Pure Land. But that only made things even better for him. If he could inherit the combat techniques, experience, bloodlines, all these people, wouldn't that make him the strongest being in the ninja world? His entire body burned with excitement. At that moment, a new prompt appeared in the chat group. Please send a message to activate the chat. So I have to send a message first? No wonder it was so quiet. Without hesitation, he quickly typed his first message. Alright, everyone, let's get high, shall we? At that moment, the sleeping souls in the Pure Land suddenly opened their eyes. The deceased souls in the Pure Land were all startled by the sudden appearance of the chat box in their minds. Makoto Ito. Welcome to my chat group, everyone. I am the group leader, Makoto Ito. In an instant, the chat group exploded with messages. Senju Hashirama. What is a chat group? And who is this Makoto Ito? Wasn't I already dead? What's going on here? The first Hokage, Senju Hashirama, sat in the Pure Land with a bewildered expression, completely lost as to what was happening. Uchiha Madara. Have I been resurrected? No, this doesn't feel like resurrection. What kind of existence is this? Madara's sharp eyes narrowed. He assumed his resurrection plan had succeeded. However, after checking his surroundings, he quickly realized he was still in the Pure Land. So what exactly is this chat group? And who is this so-called group leader, Makoto Ito? Will this person interfere with my plans? Senju Hashirama. Ah, my wife, Uchiha Madara. Who are you calling your wife? Senju Hashirama. Madara, I'm not calling you. I saw my wife in the member list, my Mito. Senju Tobirama. Uchiha Izuna. Namikaze Minato. Wait, my wife is here too. Kushina, can you see my message? Uzumaki Kushina. Minato, you're here too. Uchiha Fugaku. Ancestors. Might Dewey. Oh, hello, everyone, this place is bursting with lively energy. Hitaki Sakumo. Might Dewey, I never expected to speak with you like this. Hyuga Hizashi. Damn, there are so many legends here. I feel like the weakest one in the room. Senju Hashirama. Madara, why are you here? Uchiha Madara. What's it to you, idiot? If you're here, why can't I be, stupid Hashirama? Senju Hashirama. Madara, don't pick a fight with me, you actually have the nerve to call me stupid? Senju Tobirama. Uchiha Izuna. Makoto Ito. Ahem, everyone, Makoto watched the chat explode with messages, trying to interject. However, in Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara's world, only each other existed. They were completely ignoring him. Clearly, these two had no room in their hearts for anyone else. Uchiha Madara. I say you're stupid because you are. Admit it already, idiot. Senju Hashirama. No matter how dumb you think I am, you've never beaten me once. Uchiha Madara. Damn you, Hashirama. Do you want to fight? Senju Hashirama. Bring it on. Who's afraid of whom? Madara's head ached at the mention of their fights. No matter how many years they had known each other, he had never once won against Senju Hashirama. Especially in their childhood, whether it was stone throwing or peeing contests, he had lost every single time. Uchiha Madara. TCH. Looks like we can't fight in this shitty place. We can only chat. What kind of ghostly existence is this? Even fighting is restricted. Senju Hashirama. Madara, why do you think about fighting every day? Haven't you fought enough? Meanwhile, Makoto's head felt like it was going to burst. His mind buzzed with countless imaginary bees flying around as the chat continued spiraling out of control. These members were completely ignoring him while talking amongst themselves. Was there no respect for the group leader? They weren't even acknowledging him? Makoto Ito. Silence. The sudden outburst silenced the group. Uchiha Madara. Who are you? Senju Hashirama. Yeah, who are you? Are you from Konoha? Why haven't I heard of you before? Makoto Ito sighed. Had they really not seen his earlier messages? Uchiha Izuna. Brother, this person called himself the group leader. The group's avatars were clearly displayed, and at this moment, everyone could see Makoto's profile picture. A young boy around 10 years old. Uchiha Madara. What, kid, tell me, where can we fight? I want to settle things with Hashirama once and for all. Senju Hashirama. I'm always ready, Madara, let's go. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama. Senju Hashirama. Madara. Uzumaki Mito. So, were they true love all along? Was I just an accident? Namikaze Minato. These two are definitely terrifying, but why does their conversation sound so off? Makoto Ito. Yeah, this whole conversation feels weird. Senju Tobarama. Brother, it seems you only have eyes for Uchiha Madara and never for me, your own little brother, that damned evil Uchiha. Uchiha Izuna. It's the same with my brother. He only has eyes for Senju Hashirama, and you damned Tobarama, we are not evil, you Senju are the real evil. Senju Tobarama. Izuna. Uchiha Izuna. Tobarama. Senju Hashirama. Madara. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama. Makoto stared blankly at the chat, feeling utterly speechless. Isn't this just pure mess? Do these people have some kind of serious illness after staying in the Pure Land for so long? Makoto Ito. Can you guys stop for a moment? Group leader Makoto Ito has banned Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara for 3 minutes. In the distant Pure Land, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara were both left stunned. Ha ha ha. Hashirama scratched his head awkwardly, while Madara's face darkened with rage. Damn it. How dare a brat ban me, Uchiha Madara? The legendary Uchiha felt his pride being trampled. His name alone was enough to make the entire ninja world tremble. Yet here was some unknown kid daring to suppress him. Has my reputation already faded to this extent? Does this child not take me seriously at all? Madara clenched his fists in anger. Senju Tobarama. Ha ha ha. Well done, kid. I couldn't stand them anymore. The group is finally peaceful. Uchiha Izuna. I agree, Senju Tobarama. Agree to what? Who asked for your opinion? You Uchihas doesn't have the right to speak while I am talking. Uchiha Izuna. Tobarama. Senju Tobarama. Izuna. Makoto Ito stared at the chat and felt utterly speechless. I just banned 2 people, and now another 2 start fighting. These pairs really love fighting with each other. Without hesitation, he acted again. Group leader Makoto Ito has banned Senju Tobarama and Uchiha Izuna for 3 minutes. The buzzing in Makoto Ito's head finally quieted down. These 2 pairs of rivals were just too damn noisy. Namikaze Minato. Whoa, the group leader is terrifying. He instantly banned 4 legendary figures. Such boldness. By the way, is your name Makoto Ito? Nice name. Hyuga Hisashi. You dared to ban those 4? I have to say, group leader, you are ruthless. You should be careful in the future. Sooner or later, something is going to happen to you. Seeing the chat finally settle down, Makoto Ito smiled in satisfaction. him.Ph. This is the authority of the group leader, now they see my power. None of them took him seriously. Since they dared to act up, he wouldn't hesitate to silence them all. He took a deep breath before typing. Makoto Ito. Ahem. Finally, I can speak. Greetings, everyone, I am Makoto Ito, the leader of this chat group. Makoto Ito. Now, all of you in this group must listen to my words. Otherwise, I'll start another banning spree. Mawahaha. Meanwhile, in the Pure Land, Uchiha Madara was boiling with fury. This brat, how dare he talk to me like this? Does he have a death wish? For years, he had dominated the ninja world as the feared ghost of the Uchiha. Never had he suffered such humiliation. I refused to stay in this ridiculous chat group a moment longer. Madara gritted his teeth, controlling his anger. He quickly scrolled through the interface, looking for an option to leave. To his delight, he found one. Without hesitation, he clicked it. Do you agree to Uchiha Madara's request to leave the group chat? Makoto Ito's eyes widened upon seeing the new message. Huh? Madara is trying to leave? Not happening? He quickly examined the group settings and discovered something interesting. So members need my permission to leave? Peefed. Do you think you can escape from me that easily, Madara? With a smirk, he quickly clicked the reject button. Makoto Ito. Ha ha ha. Trying to leave after messing with me, Madara? Do you think this chat group is your house? Where you can come and go as you please? You've offended the group leader, and now you want to run? What a joke. In the Pure Land, Madara nearly lost his mind in anger. This brat is going too far. His hands trembled as he read the message. How dare this child toy with him? Senju Hashirama. Oh, my ban time is over. Ha ha ha. Madara, you tried to leave but got rejected. This is too damn funny. Uchiha Madara. Shut up, Hashirama. I was just curious. That's why I clicked it. I never actually wanted to leave. Madara's eye twitched violently. Senju Tobarama. Peefed. Trying to cover it up? Madara, you really embarrassed yourself this time. The legendary ghost of the Uchiha was rejected by a brat, ha ha ha. Uchiha Izuna. Tobarama, stop mocking my brother. Senju Tobarama. What? I'm just stating the truth. Seeing Madara suffer is the best entertainment I've had in years. Actually, seeing any Uchiha suffer makes me happy. Uchiha Izuna. Tobarama, Senju Tobarama, Izuna. Once again, the group chat descended into chaos. These guys just never stop. Are they here to chat or to fight? Makoto Ito rubbed his temples. Even Hashirama and Madara learned their lesson and stayed quiet, but Tobarama and Izuna still have the nerve to argue? Fine. Time for the banning spree again. A smirk formed on his lips. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. Makoto Ito. Do you two want to be banned again? At this moment, a sudden silence filled the chat group. Tobarama and Izuna, who had been at each other's throats, froze. Senju Tobarama. Uchiha Izuna. Seeing the lack of response, Makoto Ito finally let out a satisfied sigh. him.Ph. That's more like it. Let's see if they dare to act up again. For now, at least, peace had been restored in the Konoha chat group. But knowing these people, it probably wouldn't last long. Makoto Ito. You guys really don't take me seriously at all, do you? Believe it or not, I'll ban you two permanently. Senju Tobarama. Uchiha Izuna. Senju Tobarama. Kid, do you know who I am? I'm the second Hokage of Konoha. Uchiha Izuna. Kid, do you know who I am? I'm the second strongest in the Uchiha clan. My older brother is the strongest. Ito Makoto raised an eyebrow at the messages. Is there something wrong with these two? Makoto Ito. Haha. What does it matter? I don't give a fuck about your identities, just stay quiet for a moment. Meanwhile, in the Pure Land, Tobarama was staring at the screen, his eyes burning in anger. This little brat. He just got a chance to mock Madara, but now he was being laughed at. Senju Tobarama. Kid, did you hear me? I'm the second Hokage, show some respect? Uchiha Izuna. Yeah, show some respect. Group leader Makoto Ito has banned Senju Tobarama and Uchiha Izuna for 3 minutes. Namikaze Minato. Peefed. Ha 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 ha, sorry, I couldn't hold it in. The group leader, these two are just too funny. Makoto Ito. Haha, that's the price for messing with the leader of this group. Senju Hashirama. Ha 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 ha, Tobarama, you always call me the talkative one. Now you've been banned twice by the group leader, and I've been banned only once. Are you still going to talk about me? Uchiha Madara. You deserve it, Tobarama. You're not even worthy to talk to me. And you, little brat named Ito Makoto. You dare ban me? Do you know who I am? I'm Uchiha Madara, the nightmare of the ninja world. Did you dare mock me? Tell me, where can we fight? I'll teach you a lesson. Makoto Ito. Oh, so you're the nightmare of the ninja world? Group leader Makoto Ito has banned Uchiha Madara for 3 minutes. Makoto Ito. There you go. Let me say it again. If you don't behave, you'll be banned next. Senju Hashirama. Wahahahaha, Madara, you're making me die laughing. The ban was just lifted, and now you're banned again. Ha ha ha, Ito, you're just too much. Meanwhile, in the Pure Land, Madara stared at his chat interface, seeing that he was banned again. Ah, damn little brat. You dare mess with me, Hyuga Hisashi. Haha, I can't believe the legendary god of Shinobi, the first Hokage of Konoha, is so talkative. No, I mean amiable. Uchiha Shisui. Yeah, I didn't expect that too. Senju Hashirama. Ha ha ha. Only Tobarama and Madara put on airs. I never do that. Uzumaki Mito. It's not that you don't want to, you're just plain stupid. Senju Hashirama. Wife, how could you say that? Am I really stupid? Uzumaki Mito. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Shut up. Senju Hashirama. Uzumaki Kushina. Grandma Mito. Uzumaki Mito. Ah, little Kushina. And so, the group continued to chat, sharing some family moments. Senju Hashirama. Alright, little one, it's time to introduce us to this so-called chat group. Tell us, what is the purpose of this chat group? Makoto Ito. Little one, huh? You all are the little ones. Do you know what I've got in my pocket? If I show that at you, you'd probably faint. If you keep talking nonsense, I will ban you and let you stare at the screen, just like Madara. Senju Hashirama. Hashirama was starting to get confused. What was this kid was talking about? What was he even going to show to them? Meanwhile, Madara was going crazy in the Pure Land. Ah, this brat, he's messing with me again, and only I can be rude to Hashirama. No one knew about Madara's tantrum, but if they did, they'd be questioning his priorities. Finally, after some more banter, Ito Makoto felt a sense of relief. It's finally calm again. Being the group leader is hard work. While speaking, he gave himself a nickname. The kindest man in the world. His nickname gleamed in gold and everyone saw it. Senju Hashirama. Group leader, what's that text on your avatar? The shiny gold looks good. Namikaze Minato. Group leader. The name is really cool, but I think something like, most handsome man in the world, would suit you better. Uzumaki Kushina. Minato, shut up. Namikaze Minato. Oh, wife. The 3 minutes of ban were up, and Uchiha Izuna and Senju Tobarama were released. Senju Tobarama. Tisk, tisk, tisk. The group leader is really narcissistic. Uchiha Izuna. Yeah, I dare not call myself the kindest man in the ninja world. Makoto Ito. Do you all want a nickname? The group fell silent as everyone thought carefully about their nickname. Senju Hashirama. Group leader. I want a nickname, it should be, God of Gambling. Senju Tobarama. Brother, you're really shameless. Everyone knows you are bad at gambling. Aside from that, I think, Ninja World's greatest brain, suits me quite well. Uchiha Izuna. You two are really full of yourselves. Just give me the nickname, Super Handsome, and I'll be fine. Hitaki Sakumo. White Fang of the Leaf is good enough for me. Namikaze Minato. I am okay with any of these two nicknames. Yellow Flash of the Leaf or the Most Caring Husband. Uzumaki Kushina. Minato, that last name is really. Namikaze Minato. What's wrong, Kushina? Don't you like my nickname? Uzumaki Kushina. I will like it. Makoto couldn't help but chuckle as he watched the conversations unfold in the group. They were supposed to be the legendary shinobis, yet they were bickering over nicknames. It was as if his whole perspective on life had been flipped upside down. Suddenly, Uchiha Madara, who had been silent until now, jumped in. Uchiha Madara. Group leader. My nickname should be Ghost of the Uchiha. As long as you arrange this nickname for me, I'll forget about everything that happened before, we'll still be good friends. Makoto rubbed his temples. Every one of their nicknames were good, and how could he allow that to happen? Should I just arrange the signatures as I please? He muttered to himself with a devious smile. He started setting nicknames for everyone. Group leader Makoto Ito has set Senju Hashirama's nickname as God of Shinobi who loves Madara the most. Senju Hashirama. Group leader, what is this? This isn't the nickname I wanted. Hashirama stared at his nickname with an embarrassed face. Group leader Makoto Ito has set Uchiha Madara's nickname as the Uchiha who loves dancing with Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. What the hell? This isn't what I asked for. I wanted my nickname to be the Ghost of the Uchiha, and I'm certainly not dancing with Hashirama. These nicknames are too weird. I don't want them. Senju Hashirama. Madara, I do. Wait, it's not what you guys think. The rest of the group stared in shock, not sure how to react to this sudden confession. Group leader Makoto Ito has set Senju Tobarama's nickname as a Jutsu and Technique Maker, JTM. Senju Tobarama. Phew. Compared to my brother, my nickname is pretty normal. Group leader Makoto Ito has set Uchiha Izuna's nickname as Senju Tobarama's little wife. Everyone was stunned. What was going on? The nicknames of Hashirama and Madara was already outrageous enough, but now Izuna had become Senju Tobarama's little wife. This was going too far. Group leader Makoto Ito has set the nickname for Hitaki Sakumo as Depressed Uncle. Group leader Makoto Ito has set Uchiha Fugaku's nickname as Most Genius Patriarch. The group leader, Makoto Ito, has set Uchiha Shisui's nickname as a Foolish Kid. Group leader Makoto Ito has set Hyuga Hazashi's nickname as the One with Alien Eyes. Soon, Makoto Ito set the nicknames for everyone. Earlier, when everyone had been thinking about their own nicknames, they had been so excited. They had hoped for something cool and impressive. But now, as they looked at their nicknames, they had a shameful face. But there was no way around it. After all, the group leader was Ito Makoto. Everyone had no choice but to accept the nicknames that he had set for them. While everyone else was feeling depressed, Ito Makoto was grinning to his ears. These were all legendary figures from the ninja world and the characters he had only seen in anime. Makoto Ito. Ahem. Okay, now that the nicknames have been set, let me introduce you all to the main functions of this group. When Ito Makoto finally got down to business, everyone, who had been feeling down earlier, was now stunned. They finally got to hear about the actual features of the group chat. Makoto Ito. First of all, this group chat allows you to meet each other, like opening a room. You can do anything in this private space, such as sparring or even dating. Whatever you want to do is fine. You can even live in it, like a rebirth of sorts. Of course, this requires me to give you permission. Makoto Ito. Without my consent, no one can enter the private space. You will only be able to look at the chat box. Upon hearing this, everyone's eyes began to gleam with excitement, especially those with wives. After all, their wives were also in the group chat. Namikaze Minato. Kushina, we can finally meet. Uchiha Fugaku. Makoto, just wait, we can meet in a while. Naturally, there were some exceptions. Uchiha Madara. Wahahahaha. Hashirama. Let's have a big fight. Senju Hashirama. I am looking forward to it. Uzumaki Mito. Hashirama. What are you looking forward to? The moment others heard about this function, they thought of their wife. But you. The first thing you think about is that damned Madara. Uzumaki Mito. I had enough of your nonsense, Senju Hashirama. Hey, wife, I was wrong. I didn't say I wouldn't look for you. Just wait until Madara and I finish fighting, then I'll go find you, okay? Uzumaki Mito. Ha ha ha. Did you just ask me to wait for the two of you to finish fighting? Sure enough, in your heart, Uchiha Madara is much more important than me. Makoto Ito. Okay, quiet down. This group chat not only allows you to meet, but you can also give all your blood inheritance limits, combat experience and other abilities to me. As soon as Makoto finished speaking, the group immediately fell silent. Even the two big talkers, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, stopped typing. It was perfectly understandable. Who were they? And why should they give all their skills to some random kid? Who knew what kind of person this Makoto was? Makoto saw the silence and sighed with a wry smile. It seemed he would need to think of a way to convince them to share their abilities. Welcome to Fanfic Audiobook, your go-to place for immersive audiobooks. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. Makoto was in no hurry. He already had plenty of tricks up his sleeve on how to take advantage of these legendary figures. He continued speaking in the group chat. Makoto Ito. The functions I mentioned earlier aren't even the most important ones. The main feature of this group chat is the ability to share my vision. With my permission, you can observe the outside world. For example, is there someone you've been longing to see in the outside world? Your son? Your daughter? Your granddaughter? If you wish to take a look, all you need is my approval. Once vision sharing is activated, you can see them again. With that, Makoto Ito dropped an absolute bombshell in the group chat. Namikaze Minato. Are you serious, group leader? Are you saying I can really see the outside world through you? Does this mean I can see my son? Uzumaki Kushina. Is this true? This is great. Minato, we really weren't good parents. But with the group leader's vision sharing, we can finally see what our Naruto looks like as he grows up. I wonder how he's doing now. Is he eating well? Going to bed on time? Staying away from the 3 ninja taboos? Minato, you are the 4th Hokage. Naruto must be living a very happy life now, right? He must be the little hero of the whole village. He must have many good friends. The 3rd Hokage will definitely take good care of him. Upon hearing about the vision sharing function, Uzumaki Kushina was the first to react. After all, she had only seen her son once when he was born. She and Minato had no idea how Naruto was living now. Hitaki Sakumo. Kakashi, Hyuga Hazashi. Neji. Uchiha Makoto. Fugaku, this is wonderful. We can see Sasuke and possibly Itachi too. Uchiha Fugaku. Yes, Makoto. I wonder how our sons are doing now. Uzumaki Mito. Can I also see Lit Tsunade? Senju Hashirama. I wonder if my granddaughter quit gambling. Senju Tobarama. Not a chance, brother, _. As everyone immersed themselves in thoughts of their loved ones, Makoto Ito sighed before speaking up again. Makoto Ito. I really don't want to spoil the mood, but I feel I should warn you in advance. The people you've mentioned, they might not be doing as well as you think. The group fell into an uneasy silence. If what Makoto Ito said was true, this was far from good news. More importantly, there was no reason for him to lie. With vision sharing, they would soon be able to see their loved ones for themselves. There was no point in deceiving them. As the weight of the situation settled in, it was none other than Senju Hashirama who broke the silence. Senju Hashirama. Well, let's not be too pessimistic. This function is still a wonderful thing. We're all just a bunch of dead people anyway. Being able to use this group chat to see the outside world is already a blessing. I can also see the Konoha that Madara and I built together. I can see whether the world has finally achieved true peace. Senju Tobarama. Don't be a naive, brother. Peace? There's no such thing as true peace in this world. The so-called peace you had when you were alive, that was just because you were powerful enough to suppress the entire ninja world. And let's not forget, you handed out the tailed beasts to the other nations like they were some festival gifts. Do you even know what happened after you died? A ninja war broke out, and I died in that war. Peace? Don't make me laugh. There will never be real peace unless there is true unification. Otherwise, the cycle of war will never end. Senju Hashirama. Tobarama. Aye. Senju Tobarama. Shut up, brother. Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, as much as I despise Tobirama, I have to agree with him. Peace? That is nothing but an illusion. If there is to be true peace, it can only come from someone strong enough to suppress the entire ninja world and enforce unification. Only then will real peace be achieved. Uchiha Madara. Distributing tailed beasts? Only an idiot like Hashirama would come up with such a ridiculous idea. Senju Tobirama. Shut up, Madara. No one asked for your validation. Uchiha Izuna. You shut up, Tobirama. Don't you dare insult my brother, otherwise I will fight with you. Senju Tobirama. Ha! I'm not afraid of you. You're a loser. A weakling who couldn't even protect himself. You are nothing but trash with red lights for eyes. Uchiha Madara. Damn you, come on then. Didn't that brat Makoto Ito just say there's a function for opening a duel room? I'll teach you a lesson today. Why do these guys always end up fighting each other? Makoto Ito was completely speechless. When did Madara and Tobirama even talk so much? Weren't these two supposed to be cold, aloof, and intimidating figures? Their entire character settings were falling apart. Had they all been infected by Hashirama's stupidity? Why had they all turned into a bunch of loud, talkative idiots? Just then, Uzumaki Mito finally lost her patience. Uzumaki Mito. Will you guys shut up already? Have you embarrassed yourselves enough? I always knew Hashirama was a fool, but Madara, since when did you become one too? Is fighting the most important thing right now? Shouldn't we first take a look at what the ninja world looks like now? Aren't you even curious? Namikaze Minato. That's right. We still have plenty of time to fight later. For now, shouldn't we focus on seeing what's become of the ninja world? Hyuga Hisashi. Agreed. I'm also very curious about the state of the current ninja world. Why don't we follow the group leader's lead and take a look first? Uchiha Shisui. +1, Uchiha Fugaku. +1, Uchiha Makoto. +1. Hitaki Sakumo. That does make sense. Might die. This is the burning passion of youth. Uchiha Madara. Fine, you guys have a point. I'll let these two Senju bastards off the hook today. But we're fighting another day. Senju Hashirama. Sure, Senju Tobirama, pathetic. Uchiha Madara. You two bastards. What do you mean by that? Are you mocking me? Makoto Ito. Okay, that's enough. Don't you all want to see what the outside world looks like now? The moment Makoto Ito finished speaking, the group chat fell into complete silence. Even Madara, who had been arguing just moments ago, stopped. Without wasting any time, Makoto activated the vision sharing function. Instantly, all the members of the group gained the ability to see through his perspective. At first, what they saw was Makoto Ito's face reflected through the chat box. Then, they observed the small house he was in, catching glimpses of the modest interior. Through the window, they managed to see a little bit of the world outside. This solidified their belief in the chat group's capabilities. The functions were real and it truly allowed them to witness the current state of the ninja world. Senju Hashirama. This is incredible. It's absolutely amazing. I want to check on Konoha immediately. Uzumaki Kushina. Wow, we can actually see the outside world. Naruto, Mom is here to see you. Makoto, please take us to see Naruto. I need to see how he's doing. Senju Tobirama. I wonder how the little monkey has been handling things. My clan should be safe under his leadership. I trust that Konoha has grown into a formidable village by now. By this point, everyone in the group had already learned about Namikaze Minato's position as the fourth Hokage. They also knew that after his death, the third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, had reassumed control over Konoha. As a result, it was clear to all that the current leader of the village was still the third Hokage. However, amidst all this information, one thing particularly irked Hashirama. It was Minato's death itself. Was the Nine Tails really have been powerful enough to kill a Hokage? Back in his time, Hashirama used to play around with the Nine Tails single-handedly as if it were a mere pet. How did the Hokage of later generations end up so weak? Did simply sealing the Nine Tails really cost Minato his life? Isn't that far too embarrassing for someone holding the Hokage title? Faced with Hashirama's unintentional mockery, Namikaze Minato could only stay silent. He was up against a monster. there was no point in comparing himself. Now that everyone had caught a glimpse of the outside world through Makoto Ito's vision, they were completely overwhelmed with excitement. For a group of people who were already long dead, the opportunity to witness the living world once more was nothing short of a miracle. While everyone was focused on their chat boxes, eagerly watching the scenery outside, the screen suddenly went black. In an instant, their vision returned to darkness. Uchiha Madara. Kid, what do you think you're doing? Senju Hashirama. Namikaze Minato. What just happened? Uchiha Izuna. Why can't I see anything? Hyuga Hisashi. Did your screens go black too? As the group chat filled with confused and anxious messages, Makoto Ito had a sinister smile on his face. If one had to describe it, it would be the kind of smile one would expect from a salesman who was about to say an outrageous price after gaslighting the customers. Makoto Ito. Everyone, do you really think you can get something for free? I'm sure you were all powerful figures in your time and understand this simple truth. If you want to see the outside world, that's possible, but tell me, are you willing to offer me something in return? Look at the ninja world now. How beautiful it is. Look at the flowers, the grass, and the trees. Oh my, the air is so fresh. Oops, wait, did I just catch a glimpse of Naruto and Sasuke through the window? Makoto Ito. So, tell me, don't you want to see it too? The moment Makoto Ito sent this message, every group member in the Pure Land had an uncomfortable expression. This kid was something else, and his approach was downright ruthless. First, he stirred up their emotions by telling that their loved ones might not be doing well. Then, he showed them the group chat's vision sharing function, proving that it was real and that they could see the outside world. And just when they were hooked, he turned off the vision and demanded compensation for turning it back on. It was a flawless scheme that was both infuriating and impressive. Makoto Ito. Oh, I almost forgot to mention one very important detail. I have the ability to enable vision sharing for specific individuals. In other words, whoever offers me the best benefits will get access to the outside world. But those who don't, well, your screens will remain black forever. At that moment, the group chat fell into stunned silence. They had initially assumed that as long as someone offered something, the vision sharing function would be restored for everyone. But Makoto Ito's words shattered that illusion completely. He wasn't just demanding payment, he was turning this into a competition. Uchiha Madara. Damn it, Uchiha Izuna. Fuck, Senju Hashirama. Shit. Senju Tobarama. You brat, Namikaze Minato. You're truly cunning. With that, the chat once again grew quiet. Now, everyone was deep in thought. What could they offer? If they gave away something too valuable, they would feel cheated. After all, Makoto Ito wasn't their ally or family. Why should they hand over their precious techniques or knowledge for nothing? But if their offer was too insignificant, Makoto Ito would simply ignore them and refuse to share the vision. Thus, rather than rushing in blindly, they chose to wait, let someone else go first. That way, they could gauge what kind of compensation was acceptable before deciding on their own. Minutes passed. Then, suddenly, a notification popped up in the chat. Uchiha Fugaku has gifted the group leader a master-level proficiency in 3 bodies technique. Uchiha Fugaku. How about this, group leader? Not a bad gift, right? Now, please enable vision sharing for me. The moment everyone saw that someone had finally taken the first step, their eyes lit up with surprise. So, this was all it took? The 3 bodies technique was just a basic ninja school technique. If it was enough, then they had plenty to offer. They could toss out low-level skills all day without breaking a sweat. It was an easy price to pay. After seeing the message, Makoto Ito's face darkened. Makoto Ito, the 3 bodies technique. Are you trying to feed a beggar here? Uchiha Fugaku. Well, I noticed that the group leader looks quite young. You probably haven't even graduated from the Ninja Academy yet, right? I thought this would be a useful technique for you, and I happen to be quite proficient in it. Everyone had already noticed Makoto Ito's appearance and strength when the vision sharing function was still active. What could they say? Even calling him weak would be an overstatement. With the way he was now, most of them could defeat him with one finger. Upon hearing what Fugaku had said, Makoto had an ugly face while laughing in anger. The group leader, Makoto Ito, has banned group member Uchiha Fugaku for 3 minutes. Makoto Ito. Next time, if I see anyone try that again, I'll just ban you permanently, and don't even think about seeing the outside world. Stop trying to fool me with these basic stuffs. You've got to show some real sincerity if you want something, right? I'm not asking for you to give me your special techniques, but I do expect you to give me something decent. What is a 3 bodies technique, anyway? After venting his anger, he clicked the accept button. Group leader Makoto Ito has received master-level proficiency in the 3 bodies technique. Uchiha Makoto. Uchiha Madara. What an evil kid. Hyuga Hizashi. Damn. Senju Hashirama. Peeved. Ha 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 ha, sorry, guys. I just couldn't hold it in. Meanwhile, Fugaku was trembling with anger upon seeing the notification. Damn it, if you didn't want it, then don't take it. As soon as Makoto accepted, he felt a surge of unfamiliar energy coursing through his body. His thoughts about the 3 bodies technique changed. What he once struggled to understand about the technique now clicked into place instantly. Within a few moments, Makoto had fully mastered the 3 bodies technique. Transformation technique, clone technique and body replacement technique. After witnessing Fugaku's situation, others thought twice about trying to bribe him with something cheap. They realized they had to offer something more valuable. The group fell silent for a while. Everyone was thinking what they could offer, something valuable yet not too expensive and nothing like the 3 bodies technique. Finally, after some time, the chat began to light up with new messages. Makoto looked at the notifications flooding, his eyes practically glowing with anticipation. These big names were finally offering something. He grinned, reading through the chat. Senju Hashirama presents Chakra X3 to the group leader. Senju Tobarama presents Water Style, Water Dragon Bomb Technique to the group leader. Uchiha Madara presents Fire Style, Great Fireball Technique to the group leader. As Makoto continued to read the messages, he was a bit disappointed. While the gifts weren't bad, they certainly weren't anything extraordinary. He knew that getting forbidden techniques or wood style from these powerful figures was a long shot, but a small part of him still hoped for something more impressive. As Makoto clicked to accept each item one by one, he instantly felt his chakra multiplied 3 times, and in the blink of an eye, he had mastered 2 new ninjutsu. All he could think was how incredible the group chat was. The power of the group chat was truly unmatched. Then, the next wave of surprises flooded in from the group chat. Namikaze Minato presents top-level chakra control skills to the group leader. Uchiha Izuna presents fire-style nature transformation to the group leader. Hitaki Sakumo presents lightning style, white light blade. Uzumaki Kushina presents 4 symbols seal to the group leader. Uchiha Makoto presents earth-style nature transformation to the group leader. Uchiha Shisui presents fire style, dragon fire technique to the group leader. Might Dai presents the first 2 gates of 8 inner gates to the group leader. Makoto was relieved as they finally stopped playing around. Makoto Ito. Aha, seniors, you're too kind. Thank you so much, you are all so generous, I feel so unworthy. Excited, Makoto clicked to receive everything almost instantly. Makoto Ito. I wish you all a prosperous and happy future, may you live long and continue to thrive. Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. Senju Tobarama. As the others saw messages Makoto sent, they couldn't help but laugh and shake their heads. This kid was truly something else. The moment he saw benefits, he instantly switched gears. Meanwhile, Uchiha Fugaku, who had just been released from the ban room, had no choice but to offer another gift to Makoto in hopes of finally seeing his son again. Uchiha Fugaku presents Grandmaster level Shuriken technique to the group leader. Makoto Ito. Oh, Uncle Fugaku, you are too kind. How could I accept such a generous gift? This is too embarrassing. The group leader Makoto Ito has received the Grandmaster level Shuriken technique. Everyone looked at the chat, shaking their heads in disbelief. This kid, if we offer him something, we are his seniors, and if you don't, he'll call us a bastard. It's like he switches personalities depending on what he gets. Namikaze Minato. Alright, the group leader has received everything. Can we enable vision sharing now? Uchiha Madara. Yeah, kid, hurry up and turn on vision sharing. Senju Hashirama. Ito-Makoto. Okay, I understand, why the rush? With that, the vision sharing was finally restored, and everyone in the Pure Land could once again see the outside world. Makoto's mood couldn't have been better. This operation had been a total success. Not only had his chakra, ninjutsu, nature transformations, taijutsu, genjutsu, sealing techniques, perception skills, and ninja tools all improved, but his power had grown by leaps and bounds. Makoto could now truly call himself a ninja. He might not be a powerhouse just yet, but he was well on his way. With all these powerful friends in his group, he had plenty of time to gather even more techniques and strength. In less than 10 minutes, he had transformed from an ungraduated ninja into someone with the strength of a chunin. The improvement was truly incredible. Though his combat experience was still somewhat lacking, Makoto wasn't too concerned. After all, there were many people in the group with ample battle experience. For example, Uchiha Madara. Who wouldn't want to fight effortlessly, dominating the battlefield like a dance? If anything, Madara was the most graceful and deadly fighter among all the powerhouse figures in the group. Makoto knew what he had to do. He would find a way to acquire Uchiha Madara's combat experience for himself in the future. As for training the hard way, that was simply out of the question. The group was filled with powerful figures who could help him bypass the need for hard training. Why waste time with practice? Before the chat group came into play, he had to practice. But now that he had access to it, why should he waste time when he could focus on gaining more power? His most important task was not to spend years honing his skills, but to focus on getting as much as possible from these big names in the group. Wood Style, Mangekyo Sharingan, Flying Thunder God Technique, Rinnegan, Sage Mode. He wanted it all. Just as Makoto was thinking, he casually dropped a bombshell in the chat. Makoto Ito, by the way, there's something incredibly important I need to tell you all. There's a function in the group chat that hasn't been unlocked yet. It's the ability to resurrect the dead. Closing square bracket. The group went absolutely wild after reading this information. Resurrection? Could that really be true? Everyone in the group started discussing the potential of this news, but Makoto stayed silent on the matter? The group chat did have a resurrection function. However, unlocking it required his own strength to reach a certain level. Cage level strength. Without that level of strength, he couldn't revive anyone even if he has the authority to resurrect others. After receiving all the benefits from the powerful figures in the group, Makoto got ready for the day. He tidied up, had breakfast, washed up, and headed out. Today, he was heading to ninja school alongside Naruto, Sasuke, and the rest. Today's a great day. Everything I want is coming true, he sang to himself as he walked down the street, feeling overjoyed. His strength had improved so much, and only now, the world seemed so fun. Meanwhile, the members in the group chat were also in high spirits. After being idle for so long, it was refreshing to finally witness the ninja world again. The most exciting part was the possibility of resurrection. But there was one person who was slightly uncomfortable with this situation. Naturally, it was Madara. Despite all his schemes and preparations for his own resurrection, Makoto casually told them that the group chat has a resurrection function. As Makoto walked down the streets of Konoha, he couldn't help but notice the bustling atmosphere. Konoha was as prosperous as ever. There were people everywhere. Ninja going on missions, civilians doing business, and vendors shouting to attract attention. Senju Hashirama, Konoha has really changed. It's much more prosperous than when I first founded the village. Seems like the Hokage successors have done well. Senju Tobarama, true, it looks like handing over the Hokage seat to the young monkey was the right choice. Uchiha Madara, it's all just surface level prosperity. You can't see the darkness behind it. Senju Hashirama, Madara, don't keep imagining the ninja world as a dark place. Take a look at the people on the street, they're happy. Isn't that what we dreamed of when we built Konoha? Isn't that what we wanted for this village? Hearing Hashirama's words, Uchiha Madara fell silent. He recalled the goal of founding Konoha. Peace and stability. But he believed that peace was unattainable. What was truly dark was not the world, but the human heart. As long as there were people, there would be conflict. Hashirama's idealism was flawed in Madara's eyes. His plan for resurrection wasn't just about him, it was about ending the cycle of war for good. I must fulfill my promise, Madara thought. In doing so, he would be fulfilling the promise he had made with Hashirama when they were young. With that, the group followed Makoto's vision, watching the lively streets of Konoha as people bustled around, each lost in their thoughts. As Makoto walked out of a narrow alley in Konoha, everyone in the group chat noticed the Hokage rock, with the faces of the Hokages carved into the mountain. Senju Hashirama. Oh, look, it's my statue. Senju Tobirama. And I'm there too. Namikaze Minato. Mine too. Senju Hashirama. But seriously, fourth, why did you die so young? And to think it was because of sealing the 9 tails. Is that even something that can kill you? Isn't that just a little pet you can hold with one hand? Uchiha Madara. 9 tails. Isn't that thing just a puppet? I'd stare at it and it would fall down instantly. Namikaze Minato. I don't want to bring it up, but yes, I did die because I sealed the 9 tails. But here's the thing, there was this guy who called himself Uchiha Madara. He attacked me and Kushina, which is why I perished along with the 9 tails. Senju Hashirama. Madara. Senju Tobirama. What did you say just now? Uchiha Madara. Me. Uchiha Izuna. My brother. Namikaze Minato. Yes, he called himself Uchiha Madara and to top it off, he controlled the 9 tails. Senju Tobirama. I am saying it again and again. Uchihas are full of evil. Now, they actually killed Konoha's 4th Hokage. Uchiha Madara, but I'm already dead. How could that have been me? Senju Hashirama. That's right. Madara is already dead. It couldn't have been him and Tobirama. Seriously, stop thinking the Uchiha clan is all bad. Madara is a pretty decent guy. Naturally, Madara kept quiet. The situation was tied to his resurrection plan, so he could only pretend he wasn't involved. On the other hand, Makoto knew the whole story, but he didn't say a word to the others. After all, how could he explain everything? He was just a kid now. Besides, the fun of uncovering secrets was in letting the truth unfold slowly. Senju Tobirama. But it looks like the little monkey had done well. He must be quite old by now. It's impressive to see him take on the responsibility of Hokage. Ito Makoto didn't comment on Tobirama's opinion of his apprentice. He didn't feel the need to tell Tobirama about the good things that 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen had done. He could leave that discovery for later. When Tobirama finds out what his precious apprentice has really done, it would be interesting to see if he still feels so optimistic about him. Senju Hashirama. It's such a pity that Minato died so young. What a loss. Namikaze Minato. I was honored to die fighting for Konoha. As a Hokage, it's our duty to ensure the safety of Konoha. Senju Hashirama. But you died because of sealing the 9 tails. Namikaze Minato. Minato truly didn't know what to say at that moment. Yes, Hashirama was incredible. He could capture the 9 tails easily and even fight Madara while toying with it like a mere pet. Minato was like an ordinary person in comparison. Who could match such a freak of nature? Could a normal person fight against the 9 tails? Looking at Hashirama and Madara, each one seemed more extravagant than the other. At this moment, Hashirama was replaying an image in his mind. With his wood-style jutsu, he was lifting the 9 tails like a chicken. They were all Hokage, but why was there such a vast gap between them? Was every generation weaker than the last? It seemed that with each generation, the strength declined. Hashirama had just observed the ninjas in Konoha through Makoto, and none of them seemed impressive. Compared to the ninjas of his period, they were basically nothing. Could it be that the long-lasting peace had made everyone too comfortable? Well, at least that was a good thing. It proved that there was peace now. Senju Tobirama. Brother, if you can't keep quiet, then just shut up. Not everyone is as absurdly strong as you. Isn't it a bit cruel to talk like that? Senju Hashirama. Tobirama, what do you mean? Did you also die from sealing the 9 tails? Senju Tobirama. Shut up, brother. Of course I didn't die from sealing the 9 tails. How could sealing that thing kill someone? Closing square bracket. Senju Hashirama. Yeah, it's just a seal, how could it kill someone? Closing square bracket. Namikaze Minato. As Makoto watched this scene, he couldn't help but laugh. Tobirama had the nerve to talk. How did he die? He really knew how to pretend. After all, Minato sealed the 9 tails while protecting the village and fighting against Obito who had Kamui. And what about him? How did he die? Makoto couldn't take it anymore, so he spilled Tobirama's secrets. Makoto Ito, the second Hokage, didn't die from sealing the 9 tails. Instead, he was killed by 2 mini 9 tails. Senju Tobirama. How do you know? No, kid, shut up. Closing square bracket. Senju Hashirama. What do you mean by 2 mini 9 tails? Are there other 9 tails? Why didn't I know about this? Uchiha Madara. Ha ha ha. Tobirama, you are a shinobi greater than your brother. Uchiha Izuna. Tobirama, you can't escape this time. At this moment, Tobirama was extremely embarrassed. Senju Tobirama. What about you, huh? You're nothing, loser. So, Makoto explained to everyone about the 2 9 tails, Golden Horn and Silver Horn. Everyone now knew that the Tobirama had been killed by them. Senju Hashirama. Alas. It seems that ninjas in the future are truly inferior to each other. Sure enough, I am the strongest Hokage and the god of shinobi. Seeing the arrogant Hashirama, Makoto thought with an amusing smile. Isn't the god of shinobi Sarutobi Hiruzen? After all, this was what taught in the current ninja school textbooks. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also hailed as the god of shinobi. Uchiha Madara. The current generation is truly inferior to the last one. When Hashirama and I faced the tailed beasts, we could easily subdue them. So, when Hashirama says he is the god of shinobi, there's no doubt about it. After all, he is the only one in the entire ninja world who could defeat me. Closing square bracket. Ito Makoto. So, first Hokage is considered the god of shinobi. Isn't it supposed to be third Hokage? That's what we learn in the textbooks these days. Closing square bracket. Senju Hashirama. What? Closing square bracket. Senju Tobirama. Uchiha Madara. Uzumaki Mito. Makoto Ito. What's wrong? Did I say something wrong? Isn't the god of shinobi Sarutobi Hiruzen, the third Hokage? Uchiha Madara, the strongest. Where did he get off calling himself that? How does he have the audacity? It seems as he ages, his shamelessness grows too. I can crush him with a single hand. He's the god of shinobi. What a joke. Makoto Ito. Ha 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 ha. Madara, you were really protective of Hashirama. I was right in making your nickname. Uchiha Madara. What on earth are you talking about? Uzumaki Mito. Sigh, it's clear now, you two really are. Senju Tobirama. To be honest, I noticed something was off with the two of them a long time ago. Uchiha Izuna. That's right. I noticed it too. Uchiha Madara. Ah. Shut up, everyone. Closing square bracket. Senju Hashirama. Madara, don't be so angry. Our relationship is nothing like that. We are like siblings. Uchiha Madara. Shut up, you idiot. Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. All of you are mentally ill. Especially the fourth, you are the most mentally ill. Didn't you say before that I attacked you and your wife? I'm already dead. How could I have attacked you? In fact, Uchiha Madara figured out what had happened. The Uchiha Madara, who Minato referred to as having attacked him, must have been Uchiha Obito. Now, Madara had to sever any connections to that incident. He couldn't show any weakness. After all, there was now a new variable, Ito Makoto. If these guys discovered his plan, they would likely start training Ito Makoto relentlessly, potentially ruining his chances of resurrection. He couldn't afford to let his plan fail, and most importantly, it was true that he had nothing to do with that incident. As Makoto walked, he reflected on the actions of the Sarutobi Hiruzen. In his youth, Hiruzen could be considered a true ninja. However, in his old age, it was hard not to see his increasing mistakes. He had allowed his good friend Danzo to indulge in a series of questionable actions, and his weak foreign policy led to the death of Hyuga Hazashi. His failure to put a stop to rumors ultimately resulted in Hitaki Tsukumo's suicide. Orochimaru, his apprentice and one of the legendary Sannin, defected from Konoha. Tsunade was wandering off on her own, and Jiraiya ran away as well. The most notable failure was his lack of care for Uzumaki Naruto, the son of the fourth Hokage. Hiruzen even failed to provide proper guidance for him. While claiming that the identity of the deceased Hokage was hidden to protect the safety of the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, it was his own actions that inadvertently revealed Naruto's connection to the Nine-Tails Fox. It was clear that those who played politics had a way of manipulating the truth to their advantage. As Makoto continued his walk, his eyes drifted up to the Hokage rock. A question suddenly crossed his mind. Makoto Ito, second Hokage, it seems third Hokage is more than just your disciple. Why was the Hokage position given to him? Was it because he stepped forward in a crisis to save everyone? Why not leave it to Shimura Danzo? Senju Tobirama, how did you even know this kind of thing? You're getting me more and more interesting. How much else do you know? As far as I tell, you're just an orphan and your strength is pretty average. How did you come to know about these things? Who told you? Ito Makoto, don't worry about it. I know plenty of things about them. I know what you know and even what you don't know. I even know about Uchiha Madara who attacked the fourth Hokage. Uchiha Madara, why are you guys bringing me into this conversation? I already told you, that person is definitely not me. I've lived my life openly and honestly, and I don't hide who I am. Senju Hashirama, Madara is right. The person who attacked the fourth Hokage didn't even have the courage to show his face, which means it couldn't have been Madara. Besides, Madara should have been dead by then. After all, I killed him with my own hands. Closing square bracket. Uchiha Madara, Hashirama, shut up. Did I ask you to speak for me? Senju Hashirama. At this moment, Madara couldn't help but feel some doubt. Did this kid really know many secrets? And did he know about his plans? What Makoto had said left Madara feeling puzzled. After all, Makoto seemed to be aware of a lot of secrets, and the ability to resurrect everyone in the group only made him more mysterious. Ito Makoto, alright, enough with this. Don't worry about it too much. Right now, you can follow my eyes and see the outside world. You can discover for yourselves what happens in the future. It would be boring if I just told you everything. And by the way, second Hokage, why did you give the Hokage position to Hiruzen? Senju Tobirama, well, what you mentioned is part of the reason I passed it on to him. If you want to become Hokage, you must be someone who can take responsibility. Hokage is more than just a title or glory. It's about shouldering the rise and fall of the entire Konoha village. Only those who can step up and illuminate the village at crucial moments deserve to be Hokage. Closing square bracket. Senju Hashirama, he is right. That's what Hokage should do. Namikaze Minato, and that's exactly what I did. Uchiha Madara, tisk, a bunch of idiots. Makoto Ito, I still have one question for second Hokage. If it had been Danzo who asked for a break that day, would you have passed the Hokage position to him? Closing square bracket. After hearing his question, Tobirama thought carefully about the situation. Everyone else was also wondering how he would answer. Would the Hokage position really be passed on to Danzo? Senju Tobirama, no, not at all. Closing square bracket. Comma. PFF ha. Makoto couldn't help but laugh when he heard his words. Danzo was really in a miserable situation. It seemed that no matter what he did, he was always destined to miss out on the Hokage position. Makoto Ito, ha. Second Hokage, do you know? Danzo has been regretting this for years. He always thought that if he had asked to stay and had been the one to refuse, then you would most likely have handed the third Hokage position to him. He believed that it was his hesitation that caused him to miss the third Hokage position. But what if he knew that even if he stayed and broke his back, you still wouldn't have passed the third Hokage position to him? How would he feel? Senju Tobirama, actually, Danzo isn't very suitable for being a Hokage. Even before that incident, I had already decided on the next Hokage. Both Hiruzen and Danzo were good candidates, but in comparison, Hiruzen was much better. Like I said before, Hokage is responsible for the rise and fall of the village. I feel much more at ease leaving the position in Hiruzen's hands. Senju Hashirama. Well, Tobarama, it seems like you made a good choice after all. Senju Tobarama. Yes, the little monkey seemed to have done a really good job. Namikaze Minato. Lord Second's choice is indeed excellent. Opening square bracket ... Closing square bracket. When Makoto heard them all praising the third Hokage, he just smiled and shook his head. Let them praise him for now. But later, when they find out that Tsunade was the last member of the Senju clan and that Uzumaki Naruto lived a life of barely getting by, eating expired food and enduring villagers' insults all day long, he wondered what their thoughts would be then. After walking for a while, Makoto finally arrived near the ninja school. As he got closer, the number of people around him increased. The area was filled with young children, ranging from 6 to 12 years old, accompanied by their parents who had come to drop them off at school. The atmosphere buzzed with conversations as groups of students gathered, eagerly discussing their progress. Some excitedly bragged about their progress in the clone technique, claiming they had almost mastered it. Others boasted that their transformation technique had reached a level where they looked indistinguishable from the real thing. A few proudly talked about securing the top rank in their class during the last theoretical exam. To Makoto, these conversations were nothing more than childish chatter. He was no longer the same Ito Makoto as before, and his perspective had changed drastically after awakening the chat group. Compared to the others, he felt more than capable of teaching at the ninja school himself. At that moment, the chat group became lively once again. Senju Tobarama. Is this the current ninja school? Makoto Ito. Yes, this is the ninja school founded by you and I am studying here as well. Senju Hashirama. Damn, this is amazing. Tobarama, you actually did something this incredible. I always thought you'd just spend your days obsessing over those forbidden techniques. But this is truly brilliant. Senju Hashirama. Madara. Did you see this? Isn't this exactly what we always dreamed of? A world where children don't have to step onto the battlefield but can instead enjoy a carefree childhood. Senju Hashirama. Madara, it seems we were right to found Konoha together back then. Just look at these children and how happy they are. Isn't this proof that our vision was the right one? Uchiha Madara. I see it. Shut up. I'm not blind. And they're just a bunch of kids playing house. What's so exciting about that? Senju Hashirama. Tisk, Madara, why are you always so harsh? This was our dream, and now it has become a reality. You must be happy about it deep down. Hee. Uchiha Madara. HMPH. Meanwhile, Tobarama, who was observing the chat, had his own thoughts. Senju Tobarama. The ninja school has grown so much since I first established it. It looks completely different now. Namikaze Minato. I have to say, the ninja school founded by the second Hokage is truly remarkable. It has given many civilian ninjas the opportunity to learn. And I am one of those civilian ninjas. Senju Hashirama. Really? Fourth, you're saying you were once a civilian ninja. And now you've risen to become Hokage. That's impressive. You must have been an incredibly talented child. Namikaze Minato. Ha ha ha. Uchiha Madara. Tisk, a bunch of idiots. As always, the age-old rivalry between Tobarama and the Uchiha resurfaced. Senju Tobarama. Uchiha Madara, why are you always spoiling the mood? The Uchiha are truly an evil clan. Uchiha Izuna. Shut up, Tobarama. Do you want to fight? Uchiha Shisui. Uchiha Fugaku. Ancestors. Uchiha Makoto. Ah, this is embarrassing. However, Madara was far from done with his words. Uchiha Madara. What kind of ninja school is this? Civilian ninjas. Don't make me laugh. This is nothing more than a place where children play house. Uchiha Madara. Just listen to what these kids are talking about. Transformation technique, clone technique, body replacement technique, and shuriken throwing. These are all trash. Tobarama's patience was reaching its limit. Senju Tobarama. Madara, don't look down on the ninja school I built. But Madara refused to back down. Uchiha Madara. Am I wrong? Uchiha Madara. Do you honestly believe Konoha would willingly hand over those forbidden ninjutsu to these so-called civilian ninjas? You're delusional. Look at what they're learning. clone technique, body replacement technique, transformation technique. I stopped using these tricks when I was 3. Senju Tobirama. If we're talking about the family with the most ninjutsu, that would undoubtedly be the Uchiha clan, wouldn't it? With your Sharingan, you can copy ninjutsu at will. I wonder if the Uchiha clan are willing to share these techniques. Uchiha Madara, HMPH. Don't mention the Uchiha clan in front of me. They have long ceased to be of any concern to me. The moment I left the Uchiha, I unilaterally expelled them all from the clan. It was clear that Uchiha Madara harbored deep resentment toward the Uchiha clan for not following him out of Konoha. Tobirama was never one to miss a good opportunity to mock Madara. He immediately caught between his words. Senju Tobirama, what a joke. You expelled them. More like they expelled you from the Uchiha clan. You're nothing more than a Konoha traitor. Uchiha Izuna, shut up, Tobirama. You're not allowed to talk about my brother like that. Do you want to fight? Senju Tobirama, fine by me. Who's afraid of whom? The argument raged for a while before eventually fizzling out. In the end, it was pointless. Tobirama wouldn't truly engage in battle with Madara. After all, he knew he wasn't strong enough to defeat him, so what reason would he have to provoke a fight he couldn't win? He was just messing with Madara and Izuna. Meanwhile, Ito-Makoto was approaching the ninja school. Finally, someone couldn't hold back their curiosity any longer and spoke up. Uzumaki Kushina, group leader, you seem to be around the same age as Naruto, right? Do you know him? Makoto Ito, you mean Uzumaki Naruto? Of course, we're good friends and we often compete for the ranks in class. Uzumaki Kushina, really? Does that mean Naruto excels in his studies? Does he frequently rank first? That's amazing, my son is so great. Wait a second, Uzumaki Naruto. Shouldn't it be Namikaze Naruto? Makoto Ito, it's Uzumaki Naruto. And I think you might have misunderstood something, the two of us are actually competing for the last rank. Uchiha Madara, PFF'd. Ha ha ha. Kid, so you're hilarious. Senju Tobirama, last place. Is that even something worth competing for? Senju Hashirama, Uzumaki Kushina, last place. At that moment, Kushina rubbed her temples in confusion. Why is my son competing for the last place in class? Uzumaki Kushina, but wait, something doesn't add up. Naruto should be named Namikaze Naruto. Why did he inherit my Uzumaki surname instead? Namikaze Minato, could it be that the third Hokage did this for Naruto's protection? After all, I sealed the 9 tails inside him, and I had many enemies back then. Not letting Naruto inherit my surname might have been a way to keep him safe. Uzumaki Kushina, is that so? Namikaze Minato, it doesn't matter, as long as Naruto can grow up happily, nothing else will be a problem. Makoto grinned as he walked towards the school. He had to admire Namikaze Minato's ability to come up with explanations. The man had even managed to rationalize why Naruto didn't inherit his surname. He wondered what would this couple think once they saw what Naruto was actually going through. Namikaze Minato, Makoto, since you know Naruto, that must mean you talk with him daily, right? And you just mentioned that you and Naruto are good friends. Makoto Ito, that's right. Closing square bracket. Uzumaki Kushina, that's wonderful. That means we'll have plenty of opportunities to see Naruto in the future. Namikaze Minato, yes, exactly. Uzumaki Kushina, Makoto, how has Naruto been all these years? How is he doing? Does he have many friends? Makoto Ito, you'll see for yourselves soon. Whether he's doing well or not, well, you'll be able to judge with your own eyes. Hearing Makoto's response, both Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina felt uneasy. After all, Makoto Ito had hinted before that the person they missed might not be living well. Now, when they directly asked about Naruto's well-being, he simply told them to see for themselves. What did that imply? Didn't it mean Naruto's life wasn't as good as they had imagined? But how could that be? Naruto was the son of the 4th Hokage, the very hero who sealed the 9 tails. How could he possibly have a difficult life? More importantly, the 3rd Hokage was still in charge. The couple firmly believed that Hiruzen Sarutobi would take good care of their son. Hyuga Hazashi, Makoto, do you know Hyuga Neji? As Minato and Kushina anxiously asked about their son, Hyuga Hazashi was naturally unable to sit still. Makoto Ito, I don't know him personally but I do know of him. He's a year above me and has quite the reputation as a genius. He was the top student in his class. Hyuga Hazashi, well done. As expected of my son. Hearing that another child was excelling while his own son was competing with the Makoto for last place, Minato and Kushina was feeling a bit disheartened. On the other side, Fugaku and his wife could no longer suppress their anxious hearts. Uchiha Makoto, Makoto, since you know Naruto, then you must also know Uchiha Sasuke, right? He should be around your age and might even be your classmate. Do you know Sasuke? Uchiha Fugaku, yes, can you tell us about Sasuke? Makoto Ito, of course, I know him. He's actually in the same class as me. Uchiha Makoto, then, can you tell us about Sasuke? Makoto Ito, Sasuke. His performance has always been excellent and he's been the top student of our year. But no one really wants to talk to him and he doesn't have many friends because he always has a sour expression on his face. Uchiha Makoto, Sasuke has become like that. It must have been hard on him. After everything that happened, it's not surprising. He used to be such a bright and cheerful child when he was little. Uchiha Fugaku, yes, after experiencing that event, it's understandable that he would become withdrawn. It hasn't been easy for him. Uchiha Izuna, what are you two talking about? What happened? Our Uchiha clan descendants are top students in their class. Isn't that a good thing? Senju Tobarama, Makoto, you keep talking in circles without speaking clearly. Makoto Ito, oh, it's just, the Uchiha clan was exterminated, that's all. Makoto dropped this bombshell in the most casual tone and the entire group fell silent in an instant. Not a single message was sent. Then, as if a fuse had been lit, messages exploded one after another like bombs. Uchiha Madara, what did you say? The Uchiha clan was exterminated. Uchiha Izuna, our Uchiha clan is gone. Namikaze Minato, how is that possible? Uchiha Shisui, so it's finally come to that. Senju Hashirama, what's going on? Is this really true? Senju Tobarama, wiped out. How is that possible? Even Tobarama, who usually spoke ill of the Uchiha at every turn, was utterly shocked. Despite his deep distrust of the Uchiha, he never once thought the entire clan would be eradicated. The Uchiha were one of the founding families of Konoha, known for their overwhelming strength. How could they have been so easily annihilated? He had always suppressed the Uchiha clan, precisely because they were too powerful, and with someone as dangerous as Madara among them, he feared their potential for rebellion. But to be completely wiped out. Could it be that Konoha faced an overwhelming enemy? An enemy so strong that even the Uchiha clan couldn't survive? Did Konoha suffer devastating losses, leading to the clan's extermination? Senju Tobarama, boy, tell me quickly, what exactly happened? Did Konoha face some kind of powerful enemy? How could the Uchiha clan be exterminated? Makoto Ito, there was no powerful enemy. It was the third Hokage and Danzo who were responsible for their extermination. For a moment, Tobarama couldn't process what he had just heard. Were his own disciples truly capable of wiping out the entire Uchiha clan? Senju Tobarama, so that's how it is. The Uchiha clan must have been planning to rebel against the village. I've always said they are an evil clan. Senju Hashirama, shut up, Tobarama. Even after all this time, you're still saying such things. Senju Tobarama, haha, but am I wrong? Senju Hashirama, shut up. Senju Tobarama, understood, brother. Tobarama could genuinely feel Hashirama's rage. It was as if his chakra was surging through the chat. Hashirama was truly furious. What were these so-called descendants doing? The Uchiha and the Senju were the two most powerful clans during his period. Together, they had been the foundation of Konoha and the Uchiha were not only a pillar of the village but also the family of Madara. And now, they had been completely wiped out. Uchiha Fugaku, sigh, it all started with the second Hokage. Ever since you took power, you began suppressing our Uchiha clan. Later, when your disciple, Sarutobi Hiruzen, came to power, the suppression only became worse. Once, the Uchiha and the Senju stood side by side, founding Konoha together. Now, our entire Uchiha clan has been wiped out. And you, as the second Hokage, still have the audacity to mock us. You are unworthy of the title of Hokage. Senju Tobirama, who are you? How dare you speak to me like this? Uchiha Fugaku, I am the last leader of the Uchiha clan. Let me tell you, I did not betray the village and I was not a traitor. Uchiha Madara, you are pathetic. You actually have the nerve to speak here. The Uchiha clan was destroyed under your leadership. You are a complete disgrace. I have long cut ties with the Uchiha clan, but even I can't help but scold you. Uchiha Fugaku, ancestor. Uchiha Madara, enough with the useless words. Explain yourself. Who wiped out the Uchiha clan? Was it the third Hokage himself? Or was it Danzo, as you claimed? Uchiha Izuna, yeah, you idiot. Just tell us the reason already. I swear, I'll slaughter his entire bloodline. Fugaku remained silent for a long time, not answering their questions. Uchiha Fugaku, it was the will of Konoha's top brass that led to our clan's extermination. However, they were not the ones who actually did it. Uchiha Madara, what the hell are you even saying? I asked you who did it. Just say it already. Stop dragging this out like an old woman. Uchiha Fugaku, the one who did it, was my eldest son. The chat group fell into absolute silence. Everyone was stunned. The Uchiha clan was wiped out by an Uchiha. What the hell? What kind of ridiculous plot twist was this? A clan leader's own son annihilating his entire clan. The ninja world had seen many ruthless individuals. Those who slaughtered enemies, those who betrayed their own villages, but a man who single-handedly eradicated his entire bloodline. What kind of monster was this? Uchiha Izuna, what did you just say? Your own son destroyed the Uchiha clan. Weren't you the leader of the Uchiha? Wouldn't that make your son the young patriarch? Uchiha Fugaku, yes. Uchiha Izuna, do you even hear yourself right now? Are you sure you are not dreaming? Are you perhaps sleep-talking? Are you mentally ill? Uchiha Madara, let me get this straight. You're saying the Uchiha clan was wiped out by one of its own. That your son did it? Are you fucking kidding me? Both Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna were completely dumbfounded. No matter how they looked at it, this made no sense. Why the hell would anyone annihilate their own clan? Even Madara, who had been abandoned by the Uchiha clan, never once thought about destroying them. But now, to hear that an Uchiha actually did it. Just how much good karma did the Uchiha clan accumulate in past lives to produce such a extraordinary descendant? Uchiha Fugaku, the Uchiha clan had ideological conflicts with Konoha's higher-ups, and the administration was constantly suppressed as and forced my eldest son, Uchiha Itachi, to turn against our clan and side with the village leadership. That is how this tragedy happened. Senju Tobirama, that's so damn funny. And this is exactly why I've always said the Uchiha are a clan of lunatics. One of their own wiped them out. Your whole clan really has the weirdest thought process. Uchiha Madara, you bastard. What the fuck did you just say? Come out and fight me. Senju Tobirama, you think I'm scared of you? Uchiha Madara, one-on-one, right now. Senju Hashirama, Tobirama, shut up already. Senju Tobirama, brother, I just can't get over how hilarious this is. The mighty Uchiha clan, completely wiped out by their own member. Just thinking about it is killing me. Ha ha ha. Uchiha Fugaku, hmph. My son wasn't even a high-ranking member of Konoha and they managed to brainwash him. This so-called will of fire is a fucking joke. Even my own son was manipulated into betraying his clan. I have to commend your excellent disciple. Senju Tobirama, hmph. Who knows what was going through his mind? Maybe he just snapped and decided to wipe out his own clan. Don't go blaming Konoha's leadership for this. That kid must have just been out of his damn mind. Uchiha Shisui, Itachi wasn't a madman. He had his reasons for doing this. Deep down, Itachi truly desired peace and stability. Senju Tobirama, and you are another Uchiha. Who the hell are you? Uchiha Shisui, actually, I'm closely connected to you. I'm a descendant of Uchiha Kagami. Senju Tobarama. Oh, so you're Kagami's descendant. Kagami was one of the few Uchiha I actually respected. Uchiha Shisui, I was actually guiding Itachi, helping him cultivate his yearning for peace. Uchiha Fugaku. Sai, Shisui, how exactly did you die? The clan had its doubts about your death, but now I see, you were just another spy. Uchiha Shisui. I'm sorry, clan leader. The Uchiha's ambitions were too great. Such ambition would only bring harm to Konoha. As for my death, let's just leave it in the past. Uchiha Fugaku. Yeah, it's all over now. We're all dead anyway. But no matter what, you and Itachi, you two were the true geniuses of the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Madara. Enough. Shut the hell up. Two fucking idiots, and you still call them geniuses. The Uchiha name is being dragged through the mud because of you guys. What's wrong with having ambition? Ambition is a proof of strength. Only with strength can you bring about true stability. You're all just a bunch of fucking fools. I don't even want to waste my breath on you anymore. Senju Tobarama. Haha. You're all just making excuses. It's exactly because the Uchiha clan harbored crazy individuals and that cursed bloodline, I was always on guard against them. Senju Hashirama. That's enough, Tobirama. Senju Tobarama. Fine, I won't say anything more, but with the Uchiha clan gone, Konoha will only become more stable and harmonious. This is something I'm truly happy and relieved about. Makoto Ito. That's exactly what I'd expect from the second Hokage. I just hope you'll be just as happy and relieved in a little while. Senju Tobarama. What do you mean by that? Makoto Ito. Oh, nothing much. You'll find out soon enough. At that moment, everyone in the group chat was bewildered. What could it be? Was this related to the second Hokage somehow? Tobarama had just celebrated the downfall of the Uchiha clan, feeling that Konoha was finally at peace. But what event could possibly turn his relief into shock and sadness? While some already knew what he was talking about, but they stayed silent and waited for Makoto to talk about it. Sensing that Makoto was unwilling to reveal more, Senju Tobarama chose not to press further. However, he couldn't shake off a growing sense of unease. Something felt terribly wrong. Meanwhile, as the conversation continued in the chat, Makoto stepped into his classroom at the Ninja Academy. Since he had arrived a little late, most of the seats were already taken, and the room was buzzing with chatter. He glanced around, greeting his classmates as he walked toward his seat. Ino, you're looking beautiful as always. Choji, still snacking on potato chips first thing in the morning. Shikamaru, you're already sleeping. We just got here. Oh, Hinata, your eyes are as mesmerizing as ever. Hey, move aside. Your big head is blocking my way. While conversing with his classmates, he gently pushed Sakura away, who was blocking the way, walked toward his seat. As he made his way through the room, he stopped near Hinata, who sat quietly at her desk. Good morning, Hinata. With a warm smile, he greeted her. The shy Hyuga girl immediately lowered her gaze, her face tinged with pink. Good morning, Makoto-kun, she murmured softly. Senju Tobarama, is that a Byakugan? Senju Hashirama, looks like she's from the Hyuga clan. Hyuga Hazashi, Hinata, that's my brother's daughter. She's already grown so much. Makoto Ito, yeah, she and I are the same age. Makoto gazed at Hinata, who sat before him looking like a delicate porcelain doll, and he couldn't help but feel a sense of fondness. After all, when he had watched the Naruto anime in his previous life, Hinata had been one of the female characters he adored the most. As for his second favorite, that would definitely be Yamanaka Ino. Unable to control himself, Makoto instinctively reached out, his fingers gently ruffling Hinata's soft hair. The moment his hand touched her head, Hinata stiffened. Her face instantly turned crimson, and she shrank down in embarrassment, practically burying her head beneath the desk. Despite her overwhelming shyness, she made no effort to resist or pull away. At the same time, as Makoto observed the scene unfolding before him, he recalled a crucial detail from his memories. Though his academic performance had never been remarkable, his relationships with his classmates at the Ninja Academy had always been quite good. Except for that arrogant Sasuke, everyone else in the class was quite friendly toward Makoto. The most important thing was naturally his appearance. He was absolutely on par with Sasuke. Even Yamanaka Ino had once sent him flowers. Though, looking back, it seemed like his original self had been a bit of an idiot. He hadn't even realized what that meant. Ino had never said a word about her feelings, and the original Makoto had remained clueless about it. But in the end, none of that mattered. What truly mattered was that he had done something very important in the past. When he was just 4 years old, he and Naruto had saved Hinata from being bullied by a group of brats. At that time, Naruto hadn't even noticed Hinata. All he could think about was Haruno Sakura. He somehow became Hinata's childhood crush. As for Naruto's future, whether he ended up with Sasuke or Sakura, who cared? At the very least, by cutting off Hinata's path to Naruto, he had done a great service to the ninja world. He prevented the birth of Boruto, the infamous hate-pulling machine. Hyuga Hazashi. Damn it, Makoto, what the hell are you doing? Get your hands off my niece's head. The moment Hyuga Hazashi saw Ito Makoto ruffling Hinata's hair, he was so outraged. That damn brat, he actually dared to lay hands on my adorable little niece. If only he weren't dead right now, he would have personally shown this insolent boy the true power of the Hyuga clan's gentle fist. Makoto Ito, why are you freaking out? Can't you see Hinata likes it? Hyuga Hazashi, like it, my ass. You shameless brat, all I see is you being an scoundrel. Makoto Ito, sigh. I'm warning you, don't slander me. Out of respect for you as an elder, I'll let this slide once. But if you keep this up, I will have to ban you. Upon reading the message, Hyuga Hazashi was so furious that his entire body trembled with rage. Hyuga Hazashi, ARRRRGHHH. This damn brat. Hyuga Hazashi has been banned by the group leader Makoto Ito for 3 minutes. Seeing that he had been banned, Hazashi's temples throbbed with frustration. Damn that brat. I will never accept him and Hinata being together. Not in this lifetime. Never. However, as his anger settled, Hazashi was suddenly struck by a terrifying realization. He was dead, which meant he couldn't interfere with what was happening in the real world. No matter how much he cursed, raged, or resisted, he had absolutely no way to stop Makoto and Hinata getting together in the future. He could only watch helplessly, grinding his teeth in frustration. Senju Tobarama. Even though you're young, you're quite good looking. Uchiha Izuna. Kids these days are really maturing early. Senju Hashirama. But Makoto is indeed quite handsome. If a young girl takes a liking to him, isn't that normal? After all, his looks are only slightly inferior to mine. Uzumaki Mito. Hashirama, can you have a little self-awareness? Senju Hashirama. Mito, are you saying I'm not handsome? Uzumaki Mito. Handsome, you're the most handsome, alright. Senju Hashirama. Hehe, I know that already. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, I, Madara, would like to call you the most shameless. Makoto raised an eyebrow when he saw Uchiha Madara's words, similar to the phrase he said to Might Guy during the Fourth Great Ninja War. Senju Tobarama. But I must say, Makoto, you act really fast. At such a young age, you're already making preparations to find a wife. Makoto Ito. It's obviously Uncle Hazashi meddling in other people's business. The two of us clearly like each other. Does he really have to tear us apart? Do you think I'd agree to that? Besides, when it comes to finding a wife, I've always believed that there are those who act fast and those who act slow, don't you guys understand? Uchiha Madara. Good grief, when it comes to finding a wife, I, Uchiha Madara, would like to call you the strongest. Makoto Ito. Thank you for the compliment. Uchiha Madara. You shameless kid, I have no doubt that even without this ghostly chat group, you'd still have a thriving future ahead of you. Honestly, I can't even blame him for being mad at you. After all, that Hinata girl is his niece. Makoto Ito. Well, have you guys never considered the possibility that she was the one who got a crush on me? Closing square bracket. Uchiha Madara. Senju Tobarama. Uchiha Izuna. Senju Hashirama. Makoto is so handsome, isn't it normal? Just like me, Mito once pursued me too. Senju Tobarama, brother, can you please show some restraint? Uzumaki Mito, shut up, you idiot. Uchiha Madara, Hashirama, you are still as shameless as ever. Uchiha Izuna, truly shameless. Ignoring Hashirama's messages, Makoto continued. Makoto Ito, besides, having a partner in the ninja school is a long-standing Konoha tradition. There was once a legendary ninja named Namikaze Minato. He was the most sought-after figure in the academy, and in the end, he went on to become the fourth Hokage of Konoha. Senju Tobarama, so, you're saying that he became the fourth Hokage because he had a puppy love in school. Makoto Ito, that's what I believe. Senju Hashirama, maybe there's actually some truth to that. Senju Tobarama, that's enough, brother. Just stop. Don't embarrass yourself any further, okay? While everyone was busy discussing about Minato and Kushina, the couple themselves weren't paying attention to any of it. Their eyes were fixed on the shared vision, where they had finally spotted the figure they had been thinking about, Naruto. In the classroom, the young blonde boy couldn't sit still for even a moment. He kept looking around, chatting with Nara Shikamaru one moment and teasing Inuzuka Kiba the next. From time to time, he would make exaggerated gestures and burst into strange laughter, desperately trying to draw attention to himself. Namikaze Minato, is this our Naruto? Has he grown this much in all these years? And that golden hair, it's exactly the same as mine. Uzumaki Kushina, yes, Minato. Naruto has grown so much, but the most important thing is that he seems really happy and has good friends around him too. That pineapple head boy looks like someone from the Nara clan and the one on the other side seems to be from the Inuzuka clan. Namikaze Minato, it looks like third Hokage has been taking good care of Naruto. Upon seeing the conversation between the two, Makoto's lips twitched. Did these two really hear what they just said? Happy. Surrounded by good friends. The third Hokage taking good care of him. Do any of those things actually apply to Naruto? Not a single one of them, right? But looking at Naruto at this moment, he did seem genuinely happy, no wonder they misunderstood. Minato and Kushina still didn't know the reality of Naruto's life. Naruto had very few friends in the entirety of Konoha. Shikamaru, Kiba, Choji, and himself. The original Makoto had also been an orphan and shared a similar experience with Naruto. Both had lost their parents at a young age. That was why he had never harbored any resentment toward Naruto and had even often played with him. Uchiha Madara, this brat, if my senses are correct, is that the chakra of the nine tails. Senju Hashirama, yes, I can sense it too. There's no doubt about it. That's the nine tails presence. So he's this generation's nine tails Jinchuriki. Senju Tobarama, fourth, you are really ruthless. You turned your own son into a Jinchuriki. Namikaze Minato, Naruto is my son and this is the responsibility he was born to bear. It's just that the two of us, sigh. Reading Minato's words, Makoto scoffed internally. What a fool. Minato had undoubtedly been an exceptional Hokage. He had even given up his life for the sake of this village. But was Konoha truly worth such devotion? It was difficult for Makoto to imagine what would happen if Minato found out about the kind of life Naruto had been forced to endure all these years. Would he still remain the same, or would he succumb to the darkness? After all, if a person loved something deeply enough, then betrayal would only fuel an equally intense hatred. However, at this moment, Minato and Kushina were simply overjoyed to see Naruto again. Meanwhile, in a secluded corner of the classroom, a young boy dressed in blue sat in silence. A fan-shaped clan emblem was emblazoned on his back. His chin rested on his hands, his expression cold. Uchiha Makoto, Sasuke. That's Sasuke. Fugaku, do you see him? That's our son. Uchiha Fugaku. I see him too. Sasuke was surrounded by a group of little girls from his class, all eagerly vying for his attention. However, his attitude toward them was extremely cold, sometimes outright disdain. Get out of my way. The moment Sasuke lost his temper, the group of girls, led by Sakura, immediately scattered. Sasuke-kun is so handsome. Yeah, even when he's angry, he's still so cool. Ah, no, he's just too handsome. On the other hand, Sakura was seething with rage internally. You damn girls. How dare you talk to Sasuke? Sasuke is supposed to be mine. ... Uchiha Makoto, sigh. Sasuke's personality is really a bit problematic. How could he be so harsh when faced with so many adorable little girls? What if he can't find a girlfriend in the future? Uchiha Fugaku, I can't blame him. That incident must have hit him too hard. I'm afraid all he has left in his heart now is hatred. Uchiha Makoto, I really don't understand what Itachi was thinking. Are we really going to stand by and watch our sons kill each other in the future? Uchiha Fugaku, I don't know either, but we should still trust in our children. I believe they will find their own way to handle things. At long last, the two parents had finally laid eyes on their long-lost son. Uchiha Shisui, all of this happened because of that event. If things had been different, Sasuke could have had a wonderful childhood. Uchiha Fugaku, enough, Shisui. Uchiha Makoto, I suppose the only good news is that Sasuke seems to be very popular with girls. Uchiha Fugaku, HMPH, they're just a bunch of noisy little brats. What's the point of that? Uzumaki Kushina, Fugaku, do you even realize how lucky your son is? Look at all the girls around Sasuke and take a look at my son. There isn't a single girl near him. What if he can't find a girlfriend in the future? Namikaze Minato, Kushina, Naruto is still a kid. Do we really need to worry about this so soon? Uzumaki Kushina, shut up. You have the nerve to say that. Didn't you already fall in love with me back when we were in ninja school? And now you're saying Naruto is too young for this. Makoto Ito, second Hokage, look. Didn't I say that the fourth was already in love back when he was in ninja school? Senju Tobirama, Senju Hashirama, it seems that early romance really does help someone become Hokage. Namikaze Minato, Senju Tobirama, brother, shut up. Uzumaki Mito, shut up, you idiot. Senju Hashirama. At this moment, in the Pure Land, Hashirama was completely puzzled. Why are they all telling me to shut up? Did I say something wrong? It was clearly a case of puppy love for the fourth Hokage, and yet he still went on to become Hokage. Doesn't this kinda prove that having a love interest at a young age can actually help someone achieve the position of Hokage? Then he thought back to his own past. Didn't I also meet Madara when I was young? He and Madara had been close friends and their relationship had been deep and close. No less than that of a childhood romance. And so, Hashirama came to a firm conclusion. Puppy love helped people become Hokage. Of course, these thoughts remained inside his head. He wasn't foolish enough to say them out loud. Soon, Haruka walked into the classroom. Students, today we are going to learn about how to use the clone technique. Haruka was an attentive teacher, carefully explaining the various applications of the clone technique to his students. However, Makoto could barely stifle a yawn. As expected, no matter which world I'm in, I just can't seem to stay awake during lectures. It wasn't just because of boredom. It was because he had already mastered the 3 basic techniques. If he hadn't gained anything from the powerhouses in the chat group, he might have paid more attention. After all, before coming to this world, he had never been exposed to anything like chakra or cultivation. It would have been fascinating to learn about new things. But he now fully understood these concepts and had learned jutsu far more advanced than the clone technique. So, Haruka's lesson held absolutely no interest for him. Senju Hashirama, lessons for using the clone technique. Senju Tobirama, what the hell is this? They teach these things in school now. Uchiha Madara, what did I say? This is just children playing house. These kids are already this old, and they're still learning something as basic as the clone technique. How ridiculous. When I was their age, I was already on the battlefield taking enemy lives. Senju Tobirama, Madara, shut up. Maybe they just happened to be covering this today. Uchiha Madara, TCH. I can't be bothered to argue with you. Though Senju Tobirama refused to back down, he grumbled internally. This wasn't like this when I first founded the ninja school. Originally, he had provided many ninjutsu for students to learn. If a child showed extraordinary talent, they were supposed to receive direct instruction in more advanced techniques. That was the whole point of creating so many jutsu. What's the point of the forbidden technique scrolls if they're never used? When the ninja school was established, the curriculum focused on practical battlefield skills. But now, they were actually learning how to use clone techniques. How did it deteriorate to this level? Judging from their age, these students should be nearing graduation. What was the graduation requirement now? Don't tell me, they can graduate from ninja school from just mastering the three bodies technique. Can they even be called a ninja? What exactly had Sarutobi Hiruzen been doing all these years? For the first time, Tobirama had genuine doubt about his former students' leadership. Just then, Hashirama noticed an ominous detail. Senju Hashirama, have you all noticed? There doesn't seem to be a single Senju clan student in the classroom. Now, everyone was searching for the Senju clan members after reading Hashirama's message. Tobirama also began to take a closer look. After carefully inspecting the classroom, he found that there wasn't a single student from the Senju clan present. Senju Hashirama, Tobirama, is there really not a single one? Senju Tobirama, it seems so. I don't see any students from the Senju clan here at all. Senju Hashirama, what's going on? Senju Tobirama, perhaps it's just a coincidence that none of them are in this class. They're probably in other classrooms. Senju Hashirama, that's right. They should be studying in other classrooms. While the Senju and Uchiha brothers were only beginning to suspect something, other members of the group were already aware of the truth regarding the Senju clan, at least to some extent. In reality, there were no Senju left in Konoha. But no one in the group dared to speak up first. After all, this wasn't good news, and no one wanted to be the one to break it. Meanwhile, Tobirama began replaying the earlier events in his mind, carefully recalling Makoto's journey from home to school. He tried to recall any sign of a Senju clansman along the way but came up empty-handed. There wasn't just a lack of Senju students in the academy. There were no Senju at all on the streets. A strong sense of unease gripped at his heart. Something had clearly gone wrong with the Senju clan. He could no longer assume they were living well. If anything, their complete absence painted a much darker picture than he had initially imagined. Unlike his younger brother, Senju Hashirama didn't dwell too much on the matter. Deep thinking had always been Tobirama's job anyway. His head already hurt just trying to process everything. For now, he decided to stick with Tobirama's explanation. Makoto chose to remain silent. There was no need to say anything. Sooner or later, these two would see the truth for themselves. If he spoke up now, they might just bombard him with questions or refuse to believe him. Instead, it was better to let them witness the reality firsthand. Would they still find any trace of the Senju clan in Konoha? Although Iruka's lecture felt dull in Ito Makoto's eyes, the presence of the big names in the group chat kept things entertaining. Before he knew it, the morning had passed. Once he finished his lesson, Iruka suddenly turned to the class with an enthusiastic announcement. Students, I have great news. The third Hokage will soon be visiting the school to explain the will of fire to all of you. As you all know, Lord Third is incredibly busy, yet he is taking time out of his packed schedule just to speak with you. When he arrives, make sure to give him a warm welcome. Senju Tobirama, the will of fire. The little monkey has done well. Instilling the will of fire must start at an early age. Senju Hashirama, yes, your disciple is quite something, even finding time in his schedule to personally visit the school and give a lecture. Uchiha Izuna, I don't fully understand this, will of fire, you all keep mentioning, but why does it sound like brainwashing to me? Uchiha Madara, because it is brainwashing. Uchiha Fugaku, hmph. This is what Konoha's leadership excels at. That damned will of fire. If not for that, Shisui and Itachi wouldn't have been fooled into becoming loyal pawns. I should never have sent them to the ninja academy. Senju Tobirama, sure, whatever you say. They were fooled into being loyal pawns. But isn't your son currently undergoing the same brainwashing at this very school? The conversation continued with them exchanging sarcastic remarks, teasing one another in the chat. Meanwhile, in the real world, Iruka was filled with excitement. Third Hokage was an admirable figure to him. Sarutobi Hiruzen was someone he looked up to as a figure of endless wisdom and power. The idea that he would take time from his busy duties to personally visit the academy was incredible. However, Ruruka's enthusiasm wasn't shared by the students. Lord Third is coming to give a speech again. Yeah, isn't this the third time just this week? Every time he gives a speech, it drags on forever. I'm hungry, I just want to eat. Is the Hokage really so free? He keeps coming here to talk. Doesn't he get hungry? Doesn't he need to eat lunch? Senju Hashirama. Judging by what these kids are saying, the third Hokage must visit the academy quite frequently. Uchiha Madara. This is so damn hilarious. What did they call this? Wasted effort. Haha. Ito Makoto. Today is Thursday, and this will be his 4th visit this week. Senju Tobarama. Senju Hashirama. Your disciple is really, quick, Tobarama. I can't think of the right word. Senju Tobarama. You mean, dedicated, right? My foolish big brother. Senju Hashirama. Ah, yes. That's it. I was trying to say that. It seems your disciple is truly dedicated. Meanwhile, Ruruka's expression darkened as he noticed the students whispering among themselves, clearly dissatisfied with yet another lengthy speech. Everyone, quiet down. No more complaining and follow me to the playground. Instantly, the classroom fell silent. The students shrank back and obediently followed him to the schoolyard. Uchiha Izuna. If this is just brainwashing, why drag everyone outside? Can't it be done right here in the classroom? Ito Makoto. What do you think? The third Hokage isn't just here for one class. If he's coming all the way to the academy, of course, the entire school has to gather for the lesson together. Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Izuna. Senju Tobarama. Actually, this is efficient method. I think it's quite practical. Now come on, Makoto, stop grumbling and follow along. I haven't seen the little monkey in years. I'm curious to take a look at him. With that, Makoto followed the rest of the students as they made their way to the playground. Just then, Yamanaka Ino deliberately slowed her pace to walk beside him. Makoto-kun, I noticed you didn't bring a lunch box today. I packed plenty of extra food. Let's eat together at noon. Looking at the cheerful little girl, Ito Makoto smiled. All right, thank you. And Hyuga Hazashi saw this scene. Hyuga Hazashi, you little brat. You already have my niece, and now you're looking for another girl. You shameless scumbag. Ito Makoto, what kind of accusation is that? Scumbag, I just want to give all the girls a home. Uchiha Madara, as expected of the kindest person in the world. Senju Hashirama, as expected of the kindest person in the world. Uchiha Izuna, as expected of the kindest person in the world. Namikaze Minato, as expected of the kindest person in the world. Senju Tobarama, as expected of the kindest person in the world. All the members in the chat group instantly formed a unanimous front and spammed Makoto's nickname. But he just laughed at their reactions. Meanwhile, at the back of the line, Hyuga Hinata was quietly observing Ito Makoto and Yamanaka Ino. The moment she laid eyes on him, the memory of him patting her head earlier resurfaced in her mind, and her face immediately flushed red. Uchiha Madara, hey, kid. Stop talking with that Yamanaka girl. The Hyuga girl behind you is blushing and stealing glances at you. You sure have some luck with girls, huh? Ito Makoto, hey, you are the ghost of the Uchiha. When did you turn into a gossiping busybody? Uchiha Madara, what's the problem with that? Senju Tobarama, that little girl really seems to like you. I never thought someone would actually be interested in you. Ito Makoto, excuse me. What do you mean by that just now? Are you implying I'm not worthy of being liked? Ito Makoto, do you think everyone is like you? Cold-faced, emotionally stunted, and self-righteous. What's more, I heard that a certain someone has remained a virgin throughout their life and has never experienced that before they died. Do you know who is that second Hokage? Ito Makoto, I also heard that same person has never even been in love before their death. Senju Tobarama, you damn brat. Everything you just said is technically true, but why does it piss me off so much? Where the hell did you learn to be this snarky? There's no way you learned it out on your own, right? I've never seen anyone as insufferable as you. Makoto, if you've never seen someone like me before, it's simply because you never met me. Well, today's your lucky day. Uchiha Madara. In this world full of sarcastic bastards, I, Uchiha Madara, acknowledge you as the undisputed king. Hyuga Hizashi, you damn brat. Stay away from Hinata. You'll corrupt my niece with your nonsense. Senju Hashirama. Actually, Hizashi, just think about it, Makoto has this chat group, and with all of us standing behind him, his future achievements are bound to be remarkable. Namikaze Minato. Even though Makoto is just a commoner, he doesn't seem unworthy of being with the Hyuga clan's young lady, does he? Hyuga Hizashi. What the hell is going on? Why are both of you supporting this brat? Hizashi found himself baffled by the comments from Hashirama and Minato. Why were they helping this young troublemaker? But after thinking it over, Hizashi realized there wasn't anything fundamentally wrong with what they said. This kid already had the strength of a Chunin, and most importantly, he had this mysterious chat group. Combined with these big bosses backing him in the group, he would be a force to be reckoned with. Hizashi considered the possibility that this kid could easily become cage level with the right resources. Maybe, just maybe, matching him with the Hyuga family's little princess wouldn't be so far-fetched after all. But then Hizashi shook his head in shock. Damn it, how could I even entertain such a thought? He had seen the kid talking with that girl from the Yamanaka family earlier. He was clearly a playboy. He'd have to stop flirting with other girls before Hizashi could even think about letting him near his niece. But, Hizashi's concerns were in vain. After all, considering Makoto's name alone, he seemed destined to become the king of Harem. Makoto, who had transmigrated, wasn't about to let his new life go to waste. He hadn't had a wife before he came to this world, so he figured he had to marry multiple wives in the future. What was even more tempting were all the waifus in the world of Naruto. Aside from Hinata and Ino, there were others like Izuki Yugao, Tsunade, Yuhi Kurenai, and countless others. And the ninja world wasn't just Konoha. There were other villages to consider too. The members of the chat group had no idea what Makoto was thinking. If they did, they'd probably be amazed by his audacity. Currently, Makoto was enjoying the spectacle of Hashirama and Minato speaking in his defense. He laughed, imagining what Minato would think if he knew. According to the original story, Hinata was supposed to be his daughter-in-law. Hyuga Hizashi. Yeah, I can see where both of you are coming from, but this guy is just too reckless. Moreover, my older brother is quite traditional, and I doubt he'll approve this kid. Namikaze Minato. Well, that's up to him. At least I tried my best to win Kushina over, didn't I? Uchiha Madara. Let me tell you something. Strength is the foundation of everything. So what if you're a bit of a womanizer? If you've got the strength, you can marry as many wives as you want. Anyone who disagrees can deal with me. Kid, remember this, as long as you have the power to dominate the ninja world, people will be begging you to marry their daughters. Senju Hashirama. Madara, why do you always get so deep when you talk about things? This is supposed to be about love, but you turned it into something more serious. Uchiha Madara. There's nothing wrong with what I said. In the ninja world, strength is respected above all else. Namikaze Minato. By the way, Hizashi, I've got a question for you. How did you end up dying? It wasn't really surprising that Minato had this question. After all, Minato and Hizashi were once considered contemporaries. Moreover, when Minato became Hokage, Hizashi was also regarded as one of his subordinates, and the two had shared a good relationship in private. Hizashi had been a capable person, so how did he die so young? More importantly, Hizashi was the younger brother of the head of the Hyuga family. Logically, he should have been in no danger. The likelihood of his death seemed very small. So how could he have died at such a young age? When Minato posed the question, Hizashi fell silent. Makoto found this situation quite amusing. What was even more funny was that they were about to meet the third Hokage, and it seemed the third Hokage was about to share his will of fire. Could this be the moment when the real reason behind Hyuga Hizashi's death would be revealed? Namikaze Minato. Hizashi, why don't you speak? Was it because of some war? Or did you encounter a powerful enemy? Uchiha Madara. Humph. What else could it be because of? The ninja world is always in chaos. It's nothing strange for someone to die. Even in our period, teenagers had to go to battlefields. Isn't it normal for someone to die? Senju Hashirama. Madara, the world is getting better now. We are moving closer to our dreams. Please don't be so angry. Uchiha Madara. Is there something wrong with what I said? You idiot. Which dumbass gives tailed beasts as a gift? Did you gave them out so that all the village can wage wars fairly? Damn it, I should have gone to the Hokage conference with you and that fool Tobirama actually agreed to you sending the tailed beasts. He has a sharp mind normally, so why did he act so foolishly at such a crucial moment? If I were Hokage back then, I would have suppressed the entire ninja world and unified it. With that there would have been no more wars. Senju Hashirama. Hashirama couldn't respond to Madara's words. Instead, he thought about it deeply. Did I really make a mistake back then? Senju Tobirama. Now that I think about it, my eldest brother really was a fool back then. Namikaze Minato. Aren't we discussing how Hisashi died? How did we get to this topic? Hyuga Hisashi. Minato, I died protecting my brother. Uchiha Madara. You died to protect your brother. Hisashi, I respect you for that. You truly are a good brother. Uchiha Izuna. Brother, if it were me, I would die to protect you. Uchiha Madara. Me too. Senju Hashirama. Hisashi, your older brother truly has an excellent younger brother. Senju Tobirama. What do you mean? Are you implying I am not any good? Senju Hashirama. When did I say that? Senju Tobirama. Shut up, brother. Namikaze Minato. So that's it. Well done, Hisashi. You are an excellent ninja. At this point, Minato had already imagined a grand drama in his mind. He pictured a dangerous battlefield, with Hyuga Hisashi in danger. Then, Hyuga Hisashi stepped forward, taking the fatal blow meant for his brother. It had to be said, Minato's imagination was impressive. Hyuga Hisashi, thanks. Before Minato could dwell on his thoughts, his imagination was suddenly interrupted. Uchiha Fugaku. Haha. You've got to be kidding. I'm laughing so much right now, I've got a bit of a stomachache. Senju Tobirama. Damn Uchiha, why are you laughing? If you've got something to say, then say it. It's getting awkward here, it's like you've got some serious illness. Uchiha Fugaku. Ha 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 ha. You have no idea how Hyuga Hisashi died. Senju Hashirama. Didn't he die protecting his brother on the battlefield? Uchiha Izuna. Is there another shocking twist here? Namikaze Minato. Didn't he die in battle? Makoto. Haha, died in battle. Who told you that? I've got to admire your creativity, 4th Hokage. Namikaze Minato. Is there something being hidden here? Uchiha Fugaku. Forget it, I won't say any more, let him speak for himself. Namikaze Minato. What really happened to Hisashi? Tell me quickly. Seeing the direction things were going, Hisashi had no choice but to reveal the truth. Hyuga Hisashi. Sai, let me tell you. After the Nine Tails Rebellion, Konoha's power was greatly weakened as a result. Soon after that, Cloud Shinobi Village sent their people to Konoha. Senju Tobirama. Did they come to Konoha to cause trouble? Mentioning Cloud Shinobi Village brought out Tobirama's fury, as he had never been fond of them. Hyuga Hisashi. Actually, thinking about it now, they did come to cause trouble, but they initially came under the pretense of forming an alliance. Senju Tobirama. Damn it, what exactly did they do? How did you end up dying? Did they make unreasonable demands on Konoha? Hyuga Hisashi. They didn't make any unreasonable demands, but what they did was far more extreme than their demands. Cloud Shinobi Village sent an envoy to Konoha, but what we didn't expect was that they took this opportunity to kidnap the eldest princess of our Hyuga family, Hyuga Hinata, my niece. Senju Tobirama. What did you just say? Senju Hashirama. They actually did such a thing. Uchiha Madara. Haha. Hashirama, did you see that? This is the village where you gave out two-tailed beasts, and now they're daring to walk all over Konoha. Senju Hashirama. Madara, shut up. I didn't do anything wrong back then, and I don't regret my decision. Uchiha Madara. That's why I always say you are an idiot. Back then, with our combined strength, we could have easily suppressed the entire ninja world, but you insisted on showing kindness to others. Now, Konoha is suffering from the consequences of your actions. If we had united and suppressed the ninja world, how could there have been so many problems? In the Pure Land, Hashirama felt a deep sense of frustration. He didn't continue to argue with Madara. Had he really made a mistake back then? For more thrilling fanfiction stories like this, check out my channel Fanfic audiobook. Dive into epic adventures, mysterious realms, and legendary journeys brought to life through immersive storytelling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing audiobooks.